Hey everybody. Okay, so the other day when I went thrifting for flatware, you guys have seen the results of my flatware thrifting endeavors, but I haven't had a chance yet to show Mr. Pish Posh the other things I found, because as you know, as you saw in that video, I couldn't resist also looking through the rest of the thrift store, especially since once I saw that they had put out a bunch of new items that I hadn't seen yet. And I've already shown you some of the the newer stuff, and I found it like an REI puffer vest at Goodwill. I gave that to you already to list. And then just some items for personal use. I've already pulled those out and dispersed them. But the rest of the stuff is mostly vintage and just kind of fun stuff. And I'm gonna share them with you and Mr. Pish Posh at the same time. So I want him to lift this up because it's very heavy.
It is heavy.
And I can ask you guys if you can guess, and I should ask Mr. Pish Posh because he's the only one who can answer me at the moment. Why do you think I noticed this item and picked it up?
Ooh, I know. The color. The
color, definitely. So it was just such a pretty color and it's like solid metal.
Yeah, it's cast, whatever it is, if it's steel. Cast iron, but it's heavy. Right.
It's got all these accessories with it. And so right on it, it says what it is. I don't know if you can show the label that way.
Try.
It's heavy. But it is sasheen, and it's a bow maker, and it had a nice little S72 model number on it. So I whipped out my phone and I took a look. And these are selling in the like $75, $100 range, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Pish Posh's range will be like $150. He's always going to go higher.
Oh, it's so cool though. Where are you going to find another one?
I know. Well, on eBay, because there's other ones listed.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, he gets to ship this lovely thing. It's so heavy.
That's not so bad.
And we will try to remember to do a video. Do you want a video?
Sure, yeah.
Comment down below if you want a video of when he has to package it up and ship it.
Yeah, because even though it is steel, sometimes when they're cast, you have to do a little extra because you don't want this to break off in transit.
Right. Okay. So in any case, this was the item that when I found it, I said, oh, I'm going to have to do another video because I have to show this off to people because it's really cool.
It is cool.
It was blue and it was solid, and I was like, this has to be something cool. And I looked it up, and it actually is worth it. And I only paid
$8.
$8 for it. Super cute. I go up to the register with it. Actually, let me backtrack a little bit. I had gone into Goodwill and didn't get a cart. And this is always the way, right? Didn't get a cart. I was just going to look at flatware. Got chit-chatting with some friends. Looked at my flatware. Did that. Started looking in the store. Picked up a few other things. And then I find this. And it is cranking heavy. But I wasn't done shopping yet. Mm-hmm. And so I see a cashier out on the floor. And I just commented, I said, isn't that always the way? Like whenever I don't get a cart, I find something like this. And so she very kindly offered to take it up to the front for me, right? So anyway, I go up to pay. We're looking for it. She had put it and forgot to tell the other cashier where she put it. So we're looking for it. And the cashier who rings me up is super new. And so she's just like, looks at the price and she goes, oh, she's like, you got a steal of a deal on this thing. And then she goes, what is it?
Could be what it's actually worth.
It was so cute. And she used that phrase a couple times. So I think that was just her little phrase that she was going to be using on people for everything they bought. Nice. It was super cute. But anyway, I did think $8 was a good deal, especially at Goodwill.
And it's in really good condition. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you find stuff like this that's got rust, on the bare metal, and this doesn't. This was really well taken care of.
Right. Okay. So that was an exciting find. I guess I can just, that's personal. I guess I can also show you some of the other Goodwill stuff. I did pick up this recipe card tin. It was 99 cents. These are just bread and butter type things. I used to sell them on Etsy all the time. they'll sell.
They sell pretty consistently, not for much, but
not sell for a lot. Yeah, and anyway, it's vintage. I like it. And I did find a pair of pants there, and I was looking for my son, but then I saw these. You can see they're kind of wide leg in that like military green color. And it turns out they are military. They've got the tag inside and it says something about men's. You can read it.
Trousers, men's, cotton, sateen, type 1.
Type 1, okay. So they're like not quite cargo pants, but kind of that style. And they're very like trendy. They're a trendy style right now.
Yeah.
In any case, whether they're military or not. But I did do a quick, military pants type 1 search on my phone. And comps were like $50, $60. Maybe they're a little bit smaller, so maybe $40, $50. I don't know. But I thought that was a good deal. And the pants are like $6.99 generally at our Goodwill. Is there anything else? Oh, yeah. Okay, so again, not vintage, but something kind of maybe to keep a lookout for. We talked about them in the office supply video, but they're just Rolodex refills.
Cards. Yeah.
And people were selling them like individually, but this was a pack of like Goodwill put 3 of them together, and it was 99 cents for all 3. And so it'll just be a quick listing. Packaging's kind of beat up a little bit, but people do buy the refills for their Rolodex. Rolodices.
That's not easy.
Okay, so then
cool.
I see this plate.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I knew you would like that. You hold it.
That's really cool.
So Space Camp, NASA. And then in the back it says Japan. Made in Japan.
Yep.
Okay. I paid $4. So, decorative plates, not maybe such a great thing, but the subject matter had me kind of interested. And so I did a quick search when I was on at the store, and nothing was coming up. There was no Space Camp plates. There was not, and I was like, what do I do? And so I said, you know what? It's just cool.
Yeah.
Mr. Pish Posh will he's going to try to research it.
No,
now.
I'm not.
He can't resist. No.
There's a movie, right?
Yes.
I remember.
That is what comes up in the search results, stuff from that movie.
Because that's the first thing I thought of was that movie.
Okay, so anyway, I got home, I checked Worth Point, and I did find 2, like ever, and they sold for like $30.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So I was like, okay, sweet.
Yeah, because it's total nostalgia, right?
My
That's awesome.
instinct. So it's from like what, Arkansas or?
No, Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville, Alabama. Okay. That was that. That might have been it for Goodwill. Like I said, there was new stuff, but like I did try to control myself a little bit. And I bought some personal things, whatever. Okay. Here's another couple things. This is not vintage, and these were half off, but it's Pottery Barn Kids.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't have to go that close, but it's Pottery Barn bedding can be something to keep an eye out for. It's just a Pottery Sham, and the Pottery Barn Kids stuff usually does pretty well. This was one of my last stops of the day, and I was tired, and I didn't even look it up. I just bought it. It was half off.
Well, it seems like the Pottery Barn shams we bought in the past all seem to sell eventually.
Noise. Okay, now, correct me if I'm wrong. Have we sold this before? Something like it. It's a Lessie, Italy. And it could just be something that's on Amazon, like you can get on Amazon right now or whatever. But it's a bottle opener. And I have a vague memory of something very similar that we've sold in the past.
It's possible.
I didn't look it up. It was half off. It was in the utensils, again, last stop of the day. And I was like, oh, that's super cute.
Kind of looks like the robot on Spaceballs.
Kind of. Anyway, okay. And then here's another thing I came across. Pull the receipts out. So normally I don't go much in for the kitschy salt and pepper shakers, but when I see original boxes, it makes me excited.
It's the packaging sometimes.
Okay.
It's so cool.
So Staghorn salt and pepper set, right? But when you open it up, they're in there and they're for Yellowstone Park. Woo!
Yowza.
Right? All right, you lift one out and show them closer. So when you look online,
Yes.
they're Worth Point. I went back to Worth Point. So I don't know if I found one that were Yellowstone. I think I might have, but they didn't have the box.
Yeah.
But when you look through Worth Point, they're for all, you know, as you can see, Yellowstone Park is just applied to it. So they did them for Niagara Falls. They did them, you know, all the different souvenir shops had them for different places. And the prices are all over the place. So I'm sure it would have a lot to do with the location, the price on the location. And they're never used in the original box. And it makes me happy. Made in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, sometimes Yellowstone, because it is like so iconic.
And it's the TV show.
Yeah,
it can renewed all that.
An extra bit of draw to that item.
And that was kind of what I was thinking because it was Yellowstone. I was like, ooh. So anyway, I grabbed it. Next up is another thrift store, different thrift store, bag of hair stuff. Mr. Fish Posh will laugh at me, but okay, so this was only $2.
Well,
I have a bunch, right? Because I'm going to be making lots. And I've talked about this in the hair accessory video, I think. But most of these are vintage, and I didn't even really look deeply into it. But a lot of the hair combs are vintage, and like I've seen like things like that sell. You know, but I can even just do a lot of hair combs compared to like, in addition to the ones I already have and things like that. So
I don't really.
You guys remember those banana clips? Okay.
I made a face, but I know how often hair stuff you've brought home sells pretty fast. So
yeah.
So it's a good thing.
Not your thing.
Not my thing. I like the space camp plate.
Yeah. And the bow maker is going to be his problem to deal with.
Cool.
Okay, so then another thrift store. My son will be so happy because he's helping me list patterns.
Yeah, so happy.
So happy. But anyway, they had put out a bunch of costume patterns, which can be good, can be bad. I kind of liked this one and the other one, and there's two of those. And then the other one I kind of like. Men's costumes do pretty well generally. Have not really checked these, but I will just add them to my shop. And then I bought fabric.
More fabric, yay.
Because I can't help it. Oh, there's one more. I like that one too. Bonnets. I might have actually sold that one before.
Yeah, that does look familiar.
Okay, so fabric. Look at the mid-century kind of harlequin-ish pattern.
That's cool.
And the label already even says how it's 2.5 yards, right? If I can trust their measurements. That one is kind of flocked. You guys have helped me in the pattern video or the fabric video. You guys helped me a lot with the terminology. But anytime, I know the flocked fabrics are really good right now. It's not a dot, it's like a little flower, and I don't know. So I just took a...
What do you call it when you can kind of see through it?
Sheer.
Sheer.
Or semi-sheer, whatever. Anyway, I just took a chance on that. And then also this fabric, it's kind of a rayon-y fabric. You know, feels silky, but it's not silk, and just a very cool vintage-looking pattern. None of those are marked. Those were just based on look. I don't know why I do that to myself. And then we've sold these before. Not this particular brand.
Oh, yeah.
It's a rug hooker. Blue Nose. I haven't looked that one up yet either. As we're doing this video, I'll try to put comps up when I edit. You know, if there's something I come across and I can actually find a comp to share with you.
Gotta see
but
it. It's a tool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We've gotten, what, $20-$25 in the past for similar ones.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't recall having seen one lately.
Well, I didn't think I have one.
Oh. So we have 2 rug hookers.
Yeah. If not 3.
Probably 3.
In the stash. Somewhere in the stash.
TMI.
They know.
I'm just kidding.
They know about my... Oh, you don't need the bag. Okay. What else? Oh, I got you something.
Yay. You mean other than the Space Camp plate that I want to keep?
No, you're not keeping that.
Oh, nice. Oh, these are great. Ooh, that one's cool. Okay.
$5. And that one is by...
Tradition?
Yeah, but it's it says on the bottom. Sears? Sears and Roebuck. Right here.
Oh, on the back.
On the back, sorry.
Yeah, Sears, Roebuck and Company. So it's definitely vintage.
So if you guys have watched my What Sold videos, you know that we sell faux wood grain alarm clocks like there's no tomorrow.
Very consistently. I have one to clean right now that I've been meaning to do. They always sell.
Etsy.
And so...
Mostly Etsy.
Yeah, Etsy for sure. I don't know that we've sold maybe one on eBay, but this is nice because sometimes they're missing the feet, the little rubber, but this has cork feet. And that's cool. I love the style.
Yep.
Nice.
Anywho, thought you'd like that.
Right on.
Those, I think I showed you. Oh, I just picked this up too. This kind of could be for your Etsy shop as well, unless you
copper and brass.
Unless you have other ones to put it with, or...
So these actually do very well. I mean, not high money, but they definitely sell a little... Oh, I don't know how to say it. It's a Turkish coffee pot, but it...
Cervze?
Yeah.
Cervze.
Yeah, what she said. But anyway, they sell real well, and mostly on Etsy.
Okay, so this is the place where I got that, and the clock was the first stop that I made with the Twin Star flatware. Right. And so this was with the flatware.
Oh, I know what that's gonna be.
And I was like, okay, so hold on. Mid-century, this is the type of stuff we would pick up all the time.
Oh man.
Put on Etsy, sell on Etsy,
fairly quickly.
Things like that have slowed down a little bit, but if you open the drawer...
The reveal...
Bar tools.
Nice, yep. Sorry, I'm blocking
It's in such good shape.
It is.
And it has such a, iconic,
Yeah.
What do you call it? The tile on the front is very mid-century looking. Mm-hmm. And...
Well, and it's in great shape. The handles are in good shape.
And you've done okay still on Etsy selling this type of thing, right?
Yeah, we haven't found anything good like this in a while, but I think it'll do well. It's Japan, it's stamped Japan, and it's like a black walnut handles. So, yeah.
And it's just cute. And so it's kind of like a little cheese board type thing. Nice. But anyway, we'll try. I just... get stuff that I like to sometimes. Okay, those were utensils that I already talked about, and I think so. One other pattern, I don't know what else. I think I just bought flatware, but I bought a Vogue pattern that's maternity from the 70s. And last item, one of my favorites of the day is this skirt. Okay, and if you look closer, it's got parrots.
Oh, cool. Parrots. I didn't see that.
Parakeets or some kind of birds
with hats.
And here's the label. It's the Vestigentress. Love the old label. Okay, so I just grabbed it because I knew I could sell it based on the novelty print of the thing. Yeah. I was wondering if it was going to be handmade when I first saw it on the... But nope, it was sold, and it has the Vestigentress, where does it say? Say it's where it's made. It's Valley Forge, PA, size small. But anyway, if you look it up on eBay, there are similar ones that have sold you know, kind of all over, $50, $60, $70. People are asking higher prices, and it's not particularly that print that sold, but you know, it's novelty prints is basically what that brand is associated with.
Cool.
So
Parrots, or people like parrots.
yeah, and it's nice and colorful. I think I'll go ahead and list it soon, even though it looks very spring-like to me. We may have to list and then bump it again in the spring if it doesn't sell or something like that. But anyway, that was it, hon. Okay, I spoke too soon. One more bag I found. It's like sitting right here, and I totally missed it because it's black. Okay, so I found a vintage hat, but like a vintage women's hat kind of thing. You can, it's Soleil Glacé or something like that. Haven't researched it either. It's okay if it doesn't show up.
Yeah, I think it did.
Anyway, that was that. And then I got thinking about utensils. That's what made me realize I hadn't actually finished showing you everything. So just some rustic handles, rustic kind of utensils. Like this one needs some serious cleaning, but anyway, I've done okay with some of the rustic, like old-fashioned, more obscure, not necessarily like a super common vintage utensil, but sometimes the more obscure ones actually do pretty well.
This has a bottle opener in the handle.
Isn't that cool? Okay, and then the other thing, oh, I did find this bracelet. It's just plastic. It's not Bakelite or anything like that. But I have some other black and white ones, and I might either just do like a few. Were you trying to make a thumbnail?
Sure. There's our thumbnail.
Anyway, I just wanted to share these. I found these organizers, and the only reason I wanted to mention it, they don't need a whole lot of detail, honey. That's fine.
I'm just being nosy.
Okay. Anyway, organizers, because January is coming up, and I have done videos in the past about what to be listing as you go into a new year. And people, even with the age of computers and such, they still like a paper organizer. You know, old-fashioned, write everything down kind of thing. So Franklin Covey is one of the best names to be looking for, but I haven't come across any lately. So when I was at the thrift store, there was a bunch all together. So I picked out some of the better ones, and one's maybe a day timer or something like that. But we'll just try to make sure that those are listed before January comes along.
Yep.
Anyway. Okay, now that was everything that I found.
Right on.
So as you can see, I didn't go crazy, because we have a lot to list.
Nope, didn't go crazy.
Just one crazy.
What was crazy?
Well, just adding anything to our pile of things to list. But it was fun stuff. And I was already out there looking for the flatware for Flatware Friday video. So I had a good time.
So what was your favorite item?
The skirt, maybe. I do like the bow maker.
The bow maker's cool.
Yeah. What about you?
My favorite, it's the plate.
The plate, yeah.
I'm gonna have a hard time selling that.
Because you always wanted to go to space camp.
You know it.
All right, we'll see you guys later, and we'll see you later on in the week for some, I think what sold will probably be the next video coming up.